My friends, welcome to the intro to this week's Superfast Supercast.
Unfortunately, we had a little bit of a recording malfunction, and we did like an hour worth of conversation, and wasn't recording at all. So you are about to be treated to like a 20-minute version.
Very much condensed.
It's very condensed, and we went through a lot of detail about the things that we overview in the next 20 minutes. But that's just how it is, man. It's how it is this week.
Yep. We'll have a full episode next week, but at least we'll get this up, and at least we caught it before you had to leave.
Yes.
Yes. Because that would have been really awful.
Had I not had some obligations to attend to, we might have been able to sort of rekindle the cast, but instead you're left with a Superfast Supercast. So deal with it.
And we'll go ahead and get you right into this week's Superfast Supercast. So
enjoy, chefs.
We are not getting a divorce.
We are not getting a divorce.
Super divorce.
Hello, friends. Welcome to the SUPERDIVORCE SUPERCAST. This is going to be
Superfast Supercast.
Superfast Supercast. Nicholas Millar is here, and we have just lost all of the podcasts that we had spent the last hour or so recording, maybe longer.
This is Bender over here, and yeah, it was a while, and it was a good one, and we've only had 2 beers. We're on our second.
Yeah.
And, but it was good. It was good. And I'm sorry that it's lost to the ether.
Yeah, no one will ever hear that. I feel like that's happened once before.
One time. Yep, one other time it happened. We did a Superfast Supercast.
Yeah.
So now we have to do V2, Superfast Supercast.
If you're wondering what happened, well, I've just learned that if I turn my recording device on while it's plugged into the computer, it'll bring up the audio interface screen. You can see your levels for the mics and everything, but if you press record, it just won't record. Nothing happened. So I remember, I knew that I didn't fuck up and forget to hit record. I remember bending over and pressing the record button.
I saw it happen.
It just didn't take.
Nope.
Nothing happens.
Nope.
So you have to have the recording device unplugged, turn it on, then plug it in for the computer to power it, and then you can record. Why that is, I don't know. It's a nice feature that they added. So that's what happened there. And so now we are here ready to do a Superfast Supercast. And, well,
I guess, should we overview the things we talked about?
Yeah, at the very least.
I think we need to spend some time on Obi-Wan's question.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time talking about Obi-Wan's question.
God damn it.
And now we have to explain what that even means. Because we talked about the Patreon at the very beginning. We have a Patreon page now, folks.
Yes, we do.
My friends, you can go to patreon.com/superdivorce, and we have 2 different tiers that you can pledge at every month. A $1 tier is just a way of saying thank you for all the content that we are putting out, and then at a $2 level, that actually gets you a question that we will answer on an episode of the SuperDivorce Supercast. So
we determined it's one question a month.
Yeah.
Because it's $2 a month, so that means that as long as you're a patron, you get a question a month.
Yep. And our first patron actually sent us a question. It is our good buddy, Obi-Wan.
In Australia. Obi-Wan from Australia. Super cool dude. I will say, I said this on the Lost cast, and I'll say it again. Obi-Wan, I really just want to hang out with you. And I have seen your beer overview video. I watched it. Well, I listened really to it. I had it playing on my phone, but I listened to it in the car, driving home, So So I heard that. I haven't seen your individual reviews yet, but I plan to. It's so heartwarming that you were inspired to start a YouTube channel from us. Like, you're the coolest dude, and I hope so heartily that one day we get to meet.
I hope so.
Yeah.
On our very first Australian tour, we'll make sure to go to. We'll come to you, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, like, man, fuck it. Like, we'll just vacation to Australia and be like, hey, man, let's hang out. Show us around.
So you got to check out his potato gaming videos too.
I do need to check out the potato gaming videos.
So Obi-Wan is our very first patron, folks, and he sent in this question. He asked, if you could witness any event, past, present, or future, what would it be?
Which is such a wonderful question. And I'm so bummed we had such a long discussion, mostly about Nick's answer. But
we worked it out because when you first read it, you don't know. So we had to go through the whole process, and now it's gone forever. So I feel like that sucks. You know, it feels like Obi-Wan's not getting his money's worth now.
Not
because
now.
we already had the full discussion, and it lasted probably 20 to 30 minutes.
I know. And now we just have to overview it. We should contact Obi-Wan and let's have him give us another question for next week.
Yeah, okay. We'll do that. And we'll still go ahead and let you know what we came to as far as our conclusions on this question.
Yeah.
You're just not going to get the entire process of us working out what our answers were, because it's a tough question to answer, really. Where do you go? You can go to the past, present, or the future. We talked
about how the future really opens up a lot of possibilities. It's a very interesting option to have. So I think mine is the lesser exciting of the two in a way, because we really dove into your answer. But I said that I would like to witness not just first contact with aliens, but I want to put a little addendum on there. First peaceful contact and sort of the first steps towards like a galactic republic with many alien races and planets and interplanetary trade and all of those sort of things. A universal communication. Universal communication.
The first steps towards Star Wars becoming a reality.
The first steps towards Star Wars becoming a reality. Exactly. That's right.
My answer was, I would like Obi-Wan to take me back in time.
Yes.
To the tomb of Jesus of Nazareth.
Yes.
To see what the resurrection was all about.
What's that all about?
What's going on there?
And we had a wonderful... I'm so sorry, guys. We had a wonderful discussion about what the significance that specific event holds and the questions that it answers and the confirmation that it gives humanity on how you're living your life. You know, because we spoke about how of all of the prophets and similar stories of Jesus and Buddha and Muhammad and all of these prophets, Jesus still sort of like, just through sheer people who follow Christianity, is sort of like the big dog.
The King of Kings.
The King of Kings. You know, and that's not that, I don't mean that to discredit other religions. It's just simply that
that's the way that it's worked out.
Christianity has spread the world over more than any other religion. So it would be interesting to see what kind of stake there is in Christianity itself.
Mm-hmm.
Because the resurrection confirms so many things for us as humans. So it was it was a good conversation.
It was a really good conversation, and I feel like we could still open things up in the comments. If you guys have any differing choices on where you would go, which event you would like to see in the past, present, or future, if it could be anything, let us know in the comments section down there. We always like to comment back and get a good discussion going whenever people feel like leaving some words for us on this channel. So we'd be interested in hearing what your event of choice would be. So let us know down there. But yeah, on what Bender was saying, we were discussing the sort of the spread of Christianity and how I couldn't think of a single person who, again,
real or fictional,
any character,
anything,
who's single-handedly impacted the history of humanity to the degree that Jesus has.
Right.
I can't think of any other person, any other character, any other story that's really had a bigger impact on societies around the world. I just don't think you can find one.
Right. And the resurrection, again, like I said, confirms, would confirm or deny so many things that would end up affecting all of humanity. So it's a good answer.
Yeah.
It was a good answer. It was a good conversation. I'm so sorry you guys missed it.
Yeah. And you don't have to be super religious to take part in this conversation.
No.
I'm just saying.
Because I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for you, but neither of us particularly are.
Yeah, I'd say my views are somewhat complicated.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not the staunch atheist that I was maybe
same
at one point.
Right.
I went through my sort of Richard Dawkins phase where it was like, oh, that stuff's stupid, it's bullshit, and there's nothing. I've changed my tune on that quite a bit over the years.
Well, we spoke about the spectrum of Christianity.
Yeah.
Where at one end of the spectrum you have people who are like, well, something has to be there. I don't know what it is, but there's got to be something. We're not just here for no reason.
Yeah.
Which is, a spiritual belief. You're just a spiritual person. You credit your existence to a higher power, whether that's God or not. Who knows? We don't know. And that's kind of probably what I tend to subscribe to. And then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you have, if you don't believe in Jesus, I'll fucking kill you.
Yeah, well, luckily, I think that's a pretty small number of Christians.
I think it's a small number of Christians as well, but I do think there's plenty of radical ones that need to kind of chill out. But that's another podcast and another conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh.
We also spoke about I had a hot take on a police brutality video.
Oh yeah, that was something we discussed for
which
a bit there.
Sort of boiled down to, I think the message to take away from that discussion is be a nice person in general.
Yeah.
Just be polite and cordial to everybody that you come in contact with. And then when you're dealing with police, just do what you're told.
To
a
within
degree.
reason.
Within reason. Within reason. If
well,
you're
I think the point that I was making was if you think that like the cop pulls you over and you're having a bad day and you're really going to let him have it because you don't think that going 7 over warranted you being pulled over, you're not going to have a good time. And it's not going to go your way. The ball is not going to bounce in your direction.
No, it's just not.
If you think you're going to take your frustration out on a police officer, fair or unfair, it's not going to work for you.
Mm-mm.
And I think in the best case scenario, if you try doing that, you're going to get a cop who probably writes you a ticket.
Yeah.
For sure. If you immediately become combative. And let me be clear, this has nothing to do with what color you are.
Right. The video was that I talked about was racially charged, we'll say. But
the advice I'm giving is just in general.
In general,
if a cop pulls you over, it's going to work in your favor to be polite and to not try, like I said, going over the cop, because you're gonna get buried, kid. It's gonna happen. Not literally. I'm
literally,
talking
just
in wrestling
yeah.
terminology. Going over means you win. Getting buried means that you're being pushed down the card. You're not main eventing. A cop is not going to probably let you get away with that. So that's the lay of the land. That's the way it works out. And
yeah, it is, and I just want to specify, only because you're using the being pulled over scenario. The video that I'm talking about is not the one video that you're probably thinking of where the man was pulled over and just shot on sight. That's not it. We're talking about a different video where a man was very defiant to the police officers and ended up being tased. And people are like, well, you shouldn't have done that. And it's like, well, he also shouldn't have yelled at the cops. So
you're looking for, like I said, if things feel like they're just escalating and they're going to get worse and worse and worse, you got to take into account that you don't want things to get to a level where you're not using the taser, but now you have to pull a gun out.
Right.
So it's like, you've heard that before in situations where people have been shot. It's like, well, why aren't they teaching these guys to use a taser? It's like, well, maybe that was an instance. Like I said, I haven't seen the video, but I'm hypothesizing here that maybe in proper training, it's like if someone gives you the impression that they are going to continue to take things to another level, and then they're going to get violent. When they reach that level of violence, that's where cops start pulling their guns out.
Right.
So it's like, before it gets there and someone's not listening, that's when you use the taser to neutralize the situation.
Yep.
And I think that you would probably find a unanimous opinion on this, that it would be better for the cop to tase someone than to shoot them dead.
Yes.
So
again, that is a good summation. It's better to be tased than killed. So you need to calm your tits, because
better to not be tased.
Better to not be tased at all.
Yeah.
But dude wasn't listening. Dude was interrupting the cop. Dude was trying to stand his ground. Don't do that. If you're not doing anything wrong, let the cops go through their process and determine that you're not doing anything wrong. It's just, and again, it was a long conversation, and we talked about a lot of things. We talked about how we agree that there's police corruption and that things need to change.
And the cop should not be immune from...
And that cop should not be immune from jail time for murder. Because we talked about the Walmart shooting of the black boy. He wasn't underage. He was like a teenager.
I'm not sure the exact age. I don't want to say.
He was young.
Yeah, he was young.
He was young, and he was murdered by police.
I would say executed.
Executed by police. That's like worse than murder.
Yeah.
So we're not, we believe that things need to change, but in this one specific instance, it was being sensationalized in the wrong way. The man was not obeying and was given what was coming to him. And everybody's freaking out because he was holding a baby. Well, he should have just listened. That's my hot take. So we talked about that for a while. And we also talked about Horror Hound Convention this weekend.
Tomorrow is the only day that I'm going to be able to go. I will be meeting Terry Kaiser so he can sign my Weekend at Bernie's Laserdisc. And then we'll both be getting our Hard Bodies Laserdisc signed by Kane Hodder.
Are we going to do that together or separate?
I hope we can do it together.
Okay.
and do a video.
Okay. Yeah.
So-
yeah, great. Perfect. Originally, we talked about doing it separately and that it would be funny.
Yeah.
But I think it would be fun to kind of like maybe be vlogging and go up there together and be like, we did an entire hour and a half podcast on this shitty movie and we would love for you to sign it.
Yeah. I don't know if he's ever had anyone bring him a copy of Hard Bodies on Laserdisc. We'll have to ask him.
We will.
Have you ever signed this before? I don't know.
Be exciting.
Do you think he has? At least
I don't know,
once?
man. I bet you one time somewhere, somebody out there loves Hard Bodies and loves horror movies and has had him sign Hard Bodies merchandise before. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, we're the most original.
No.
However,
It just seems unlikely. It's
it
like an
seems
unlikely piece of merchandise in the first place, and then to bring it to him, who a lot of people probably don't even realize
right.
is in the movie.
The only it would be more applicable to take it to Mike Tobacco,
Yeah.
or the kid from the Burbs. But we're taking it to Kane Hodder, and I'm very excited about it. It's such a wonderful inside joke that we have. I can't wait to frame it.
Yep. So, guess that wraps up our Superfast Supercast for this week. Sorry that you didn't get a full beefy episode, but
we'll be back next week with a beefy episode. And Obi-Wan, if you're listening, send us another question. If you got the Facebook, add us on Facebook. Our personal pages, if you can find us.
Yeah.
If you can't,
hit
us up.
He added me on Facebook.
Did he add you on
Yeah.
Facebook? Well, Obi-Wan, add me too. Come on, I'm part of this band, man.
Yeah. I don't know if he I'm guessing maybe he doesn't know your first name.
He might not. But I'm not going to tell him on the cast. Well, it's all right. We'll just, he's a big YouTube fan, and I'm not involved in the YouTube too often.
Well, people can get your information off the CD.
They can get my information off the CD.
So you might as well say it.
It's Zach.
Zach Bender.
Bender.
So now if a lot of people start adding you on Facebook, you're going to know it's because you revealed your name.
That's okay.
You're not just Bender.
Nope. I
All
still am to some people.
Yeah. Well. All right, folks. Well, stick around for the outro, and we'll talk to you soon. So that was your Superfast Supercast, about a 20-minute episode,
Yeah.
20-minute condensed version of everything that we talked about in our in-depth discussion that did not get recorded.
Unfortunately.
But what
What are
can
you
we
going to do? What's that about?
What's that about? Maybe someone will tell us in the comments that if they could go back in time, they would sit in on the actual Supercast.
Yeah.
Recorded,
That's
that we
good.
were trying
Because
to
that's a
record.
memory that only we're going to have.
Yeah.
Nobody else.
Can't have that one.
Nope.
Unless you go back with Obi-Wan.
Yep.
Do a little time travel. All right. Well, thank you anyhow for joining us this week. We will be back next week at full strength. And please go over to Patreon if you'd like and become a patron of ours and send in your question. And we'll read it here on the Supercast and discuss, and hopefully we'll be able to actually record it for you.
Yeah, you can also follow us on Facebook.com/SuperDivorce, Instagram @SuperDivorceBand, and make sure you head over to YouTube, YouTube.com/SuperDivorce. Subscribe to our channel and bong the gong for notifications, because at least Nick Villars over here goes live every single day. We're also kind of working on getting back into regularly posting things to YouTube. We've got updated podcasts on the YouTube, and there's been a lot of discussion about reanimating Super Scary and bringing back Super Fanatics. So make sure you're on our YouTube. That's where we met Obi-Wan, and he's super cool. So
And you can be just like Obi-Wan.
You can be just like Obi-Wan. If you'd like to follow us personally, you can find me, Bender, on Instagram at BenderButt, and on Twitter, even though, guys, I can't do it, man. I just can't tweet. I don't tweet often, but you can add me on Twitter at BenderButts.
And if you want to follow me on social media, I usually I'm on Twitter most of the time, and also Instagram occasionally at Nicholas Villars. And that's about all I got. So, my friends, chefs, until next time, y'all take real good care.
Please look forward to the next episode of the Super Divorce Supercast.
Super Divorce.
My friends, we are Super Divorce, a synth pop duo with a full-length album called Action Figures. You can listen to it on many streaming platforms, including Spotify, where you can follow us and keep up to date with all of our tunes. If you like what you hear, why not pick up a copy of Action Figures on CD, cassette tape, or vinyl record at superdivorceme.com, and grab a Super Divorce Rules t-shirt while you're there too. And hey, while you're here, please make sure that you've liked this video, sub to our channel, and bong the gong for notifications. We go live here every single day, so don't miss out on your chance to join us in real time for chats and the latest in pop culture news. We have a fantastic community, and we'd love for you to be a part of it. On top of daily vids and some rad tunes, we also produce a weekly podcast called the Super Divorce Supercast, with new episodes every Friday, as well as a comic book review show called Super Fanatics, a horror movie review show called Super Scary, some video game streaming, and a Star Wars review called Sequential Star Wars, in which I, Nicholas, and my good brother Andrew review the Star Wars films and TV shows in sequential chronological order. And with the shilling complete, please look forward to another video here on the official YouTube channel of Super Divorce.
We gonna go viral with this one.